Esme, and today I thought I'd do a little vlog. So first thing this morning, I actually have a lesson with Joey, so I thought I'd show you a little bit what we're getting up to at the moment. I think we're going to be doing grid work today. Joey, please don't chew on your lead rope. Thank you, baby horse. Anyway, so yeah, I think we're doing grid work today. So I've just got him up from the fields. Need to give him a bit of a brush off and get him tacked up and ready for our lesson, which is actually quite soon. We're running a bit behind, so speedy tack up today, hey? I actually gave his mane a bit of a neaten up the other day. The problem is though, it's still a bit wild. It still likes to go in all different directions, yes. He has quite a frizzy mane, so I'm gonna try and just brush it through. When I neatened it up, I did it wet because it likes to go in all directions. The only problem is, because it still likes to go in all directions now, it looks a little bit wonky. But you know what? We're going with it. I probably will plait it over at some point again just to try and actually keep it to the right side, but this is what we're going with today. It's still quite thick as well. Like it's a gradual process, guys. We're trying to sort it out, but it doesn't look too bad. Yes, smart boy. Yeah, you look very cute in this head collar. I don't know why, but this color just looks so nice on Joey. Hey, I'll give you a quick little brush off. There we go. Oh, you're so good. He's gotten so much better since we've got him when it comes to standing still and being groomed. I don't know why, I just don't think he'd had much practice of just being tied up like this. I think he had a lot of time being groomed and tacked up in his stable just because he was on such a big yard. But now he's standing perfectly still, aren't you, mate? Good boy. So guys, you can kind of tell he is getting a bit lighter because I'm starting to notice the poo stains, which isn't the best, I'm not gonna lie, but he's actually going such a pretty colour. It's so nice being able to see all those dapples coming through and kind of see him change colour as well, which is exciting but kind of sad because it means that I'm gonna have to buy a lot more shampoo because he's gonna need a lot of washing in his life. Cute. So because I gave him a bit of a neaten up yesterday, his tail's actually looking quite nice. It might be a bit yellow, so I probably need to give it a bit of a wash. But when I looked out the window this morning, it was actually looking quite white. I don't know if that's just because I neatened up the ends and he's looking a little bit more fancy, hey? But because I put this mane and tail conditioner in his tail yesterday, it's still so silky because I try not to brush through it all the time. I think his tail isn't even thin, it's just because Casper's is so thick that it feels a lot finer, but still very nice. So I don't brush it as often just because I don't want to end up pulling out loads of hairs. And the top of his tail is just a mess at the moment because I think it was sort of trimmed and now I'm kind of letting it grow out, so it's kind of a little bit all over the place. So I'm kind of deciding if I should trim it again or if I should let it go au naturel. Excuse me. Joey, that is your grooming kit. So Joey was trying to have a little bit of a snack in his grooming kit. There isn't actually any treats in here. I think he just wanted to chew on something. But it's pretty gross at the moment, so I think later today after our ride, I might give it a little bit of a wash because some of the brushes are a little bit on the dusty side. Okay, so we are proper matchy today for you guys. We are going with the mulberry, which I think actually matches Joey's head collar as well. So we're like full matchiness. So just pop that on you and go and grab your saddle, hey? Good boy. Slipped out my hand. Good boy. 2 seconds, just need to grab your girth. There we go. What are you doing? Are you trying to find something to have a little nibble on? A little chew, baby horse? Okie dokie, let's pop the little straps through the D-ring. His saddle is a bit dirty and I definitely need to clean that today. Hello. I rode him and Casper yesterday, so it got a bit dirty between the two of them. It was clean before that though. Just ran out of time. But I'm usually very good at cleaning my tack. I don't know why, but this year I've just kind of got into a habit of cleaning my tack every time I ride, which is not a bad habit to get into. So I'm just struggling in doing up his girth because he's one of those horses that do like to puff his tummy out just a little bit. Good man. So I just need to put my helmet on now. Today I thought I'd go for the grey and rose gold look because I feel like it definitely goes with the matchy. Just grabbed his Voltaire design bridle and let's get going. Yeah, Joey, it's riding time now, hey? You excited? Doing some fun stuff today. Yeah. Oh. Let's pop your bridle on. Good boy. Get your forelock through. Nice. Smart boy. Very smart. Yeah. Good boy. And then nice and close. There we go. Good man. Do your girth up. Stirrups are down. Reins are gathered up. Got my stick. There we go. Stand. Good boy. Good boy, stand. Good boy, stand. Yeah, stand. Let's get the stirrup the right way around. And off we go. Alright everybody, I'm now going to talk you guys through what Joey and I got up to during our lesson. Again, I'll try and explain in more simple terms for you guys that maybe are non-equestrians that enjoy watching my videos. So anyway, we always start off doing some flat work. So flat work is really important. It's the building blocks of pretty much everything when it comes to your riding. So something that we were really working on today were our transitions, which we were definitely a little bit rusty on. Again, Joey is a young horse. We're currently training him. We're building up that muscle. So the transitions we struggle with the most were probably our downwards transitions, because something that Joey likes to do when we go slower down a pace is he just kind of collapses. He doesn't really, so for example, if I go trot to walk, he really just kind of collapses and almost completely stops. I'm like, no Joey, I want you to walk and have a nice forward walk rather than, okay, I'm stopping. So we worked a lot on that to start with, and then we did this really cool exercise with these poles. It was a very twisty and turny course, so it was really making us work on our straightness. Here we had a drift, which wasn't the best, and then also he's quite a forward-going horse, so he was like, okay, I'm going to canter over this pole, and obviously he's very keen, and we don't want him to stop being keen, so I was like, okay, it's alright Joey, we're just going to go back into trot, because the exercise was supposed to be done in trot. Then we just hopped over that pole, which he actually picked his legs up quite nicely compared to some of the poles where he was like, I'm just going to go straight through it. And then here, before I've even turned, I'm looking at my pole, looking at where I need to go, making sure he's nice and straight, and then he just hops over that. So for our first time round, it was a little bit messy at times, but honestly I was very happy with Joey. After that, I had a little chat with my instructor about things that we can improve on, and then we decided to do the exact same course again in trot. But this time, because again, Joey is a forward-going horse, to try and make sure he doesn't run off with me, we actually did some leg yielding here, so I'm using my inside leg to push him over. So here we were a lot more straight, and he actually hopped over that really nicely. Here he was rushing off with me a little bit, so I did a tiny little bit of leg yield. Made sure I had him with my outside reins so he didn't drift too much, and then hopped over that pole quite nicely. And then the whole course I was really trying to get that consistent rhythm without him running away from me, but then without him slowing up too much either. Here, nice and straight, looking where we're going, over the pole, and he does that really, really nicely. After lots of pats and attention to Joey for being such a good boy, we then decided to go back on a circle and work again on our flat work, here especially on our canter and our transitions. So you can see when I ask him to go from canter to walk, he really does kind of put on the brakes. So we're trying to make our transitions a lot more smooth. But this is something that will come with time as Joey develops a lot more muscle and gets a lot stronger, and also with a lot of hard work and training from myself as well. But anyway, he actually did a really nice upward transition here. He had a really lovely canter, and then it was time to change the rein and do it on the other side. And when I change my rein, I always try and do it on a bend like this. I like to do a little S, or maybe go across the diagonal, just something to make sure that he's in a nice rhythm and consistent trot. because with young horses you have to be on it all the time because you really don't want them to start picking up bad habits. So anyway, we did the exact same exercise on the other rein to make sure that he's building up the same amount of muscle on both sides so he doesn't become one-sided. And then after doing that, we then decided to do the same exercise again with the poles, but this time we were gonna do it in canter, and let me tell you that we found it a little bit more difficult. So here we did the little leg yield to try and get him back sitting up rather than me asking him to sit up using my reins as much. But anyway, we also had to do a lot of canter transitions as well, which helped from the flat work that we'd been doing, so he really did those upward transitions really nicely. Here he decided to go through some of the poles. Again, we had to do another quick transition, so for some reason here we found it very, very difficult. He drifted a lot and we definitely were not straight to that pole. After doing the same exercise again with the ground poles, we then put them up to little uprights, almost kind of like cavalettis. They weren't really jumps, it was more the exercise we were working on our straightness and my approach to the fences. So the first fence we had a bit of a flyer, the second fence we got a little bit close and chipped in, but he actually jumped it quite nicely. I don't know why, but I went a very long-winded route which resulted in him leaning on me. However, he did jump the fence quite nicely. Then here I had to do a quick little trot change, and the next fence he jumps beautifully because we actually got him nice and straight and he jumped that super well. Then we did the exercise again and I really got him over with the leg yielding, so my instructor was very happy with that. Did another quick trot change, got him nice and straight to the fence, he jumped that really nicely, got my canter lead, went round, not as far, hopped over the next one, so I was actually really happy because that is quite a tight turn for Joey. As I've said before, this is a very technical course for him. He still has a lot of muscle to build up because this whole exercise wasn't about the jumping, it was all about his canter. We very unfortunately had the last fence down. We were nice and straight. Unfortunately, I just think he was getting a little bit tired at the end and just didn't pick up his legs. But me and my instructor were both super happy with Joey and really impressed about how much we'd both come on in just one session, how much we'd improved. So at the end of our lessons, we also always have a little chat about things we can work on at home during my flat work sessions, and also Joey got lots and lots of pats.
Alright everybody, I've just got back from my lesson with Joey and he was so good. It's so nice with our lessons because we always work on the things that we're struggling with or a little bit more tricky for him, so we always start off not the best, like we were drifting quite a lot in the canter, especially between the fences, but by the end he really got it, and it's just so nice to see in just one session how much he can improve, which was so lovely to see. Hey? Yeah? He worked very hard, so he's very sweaty, so because he's so sweaty right now, I'm just quickly going to untack him, and I think he's going to have a big wash as well, just because he is so sweaty, just to cool him down. Make sure he didn't get any sweat rub, like even on his face. You're so sweaty here. He worked so hard. What a good boy. It's also a lovely warm day today as well, so I think I might need to get changed later into something a little bit more cool. Good boy, here's some treaties, some minties. Yummy minties, yeah. Oh, get your tummy. I'll cool you down and your neck. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. You're okay. Get your back licks as well, I know. Is it tickly? Tickle wickle. Tickly. Okay, let's do your underbelly. There we go, it's nice. Do your neck. No, it's not your favourite. Oh, you're so good. You're so good. Have your little nose washed as well. Your little nose, yeah. Behind the ears. Yeah, you're so good. You're so good. Shall I go and get you a treaty? Treaties? Ooh. Did somebody say treaties? Ah, good boy. Are you gonna have another minty? Another minty. Okay. So I'm currently actually using a plastic curry comb
to use as a sweat scraper, because I swear whenever I film a video I always misplace my sweat scraper and I'm too lazy to go and try and spend 10 minutes looking for it, because the feed room's got just a little bit messy again. Just moving its mane over, as you can see it likes to go in all directions. Yes, I really do need to like plait that over at some point. But you know, the edge of a sweat scraper actually doesn't work too badly. Not a sweat scraper, plastic curry comb. One of these type of ones. There we go, you can get all the water off. So I've got Joey's boots here. I don't particularly want to put them on the ground because they will probably get wet. Yes, there's one. So the reason why I have to put these on Joey is because he's got a very fun game he likes to play called Let's Try and Take My Shoes Off, which can get a little bit expensive and annoying when I keep having to ring the farrier, but he actually hasn't done it for quite a few weeks now, which is good since we've had his overreach boots or bell boots on, hey? So Flymask next, that's what we need. Hey! I'll even take this off. There we go. Yeah. Okay, let's hope that does not fall into the water and get wet. No. Where's your other ear? Oh no, I'm not putting my fingers in your ears, don't worry. Is that in? Is your ear in? Oh no, your ear is not in. Let's get your ear in, it's sticking out. There we go. His all floppy ears, hey? Let's take you outside then. Go back out with Mickey and Casper. Come on in. Need to put your fly mask on as well, Cass. Oh no, Mickey. He's lost his fly mask once again. So let's try and find him and actually put it back on him. It is a little bit on the destroyed side, but it still works, you know. But it's not very good that every time I put it on, he goes and takes it off. And then he gets all flies around his eyes, and because it's such a sunny day for him today as well, with his blue eyes, it's not very good if he doesn't have his sunglasses on, so. Mickey! Mix! Mickey, come on, let's put your fly mask back on, hey? Yeah, your little blue eyes are probably finding it quite bright outside, hey? Get your little forelock, pop it through. And Mix, you've got to promise me this time that you're going to keep your fly mask on, hey? You're going to keep it on? Yeah? Mwah. Good boy. You're a good boy too, Joey. You get kisses too. Yeah? You want to get kisses too? Oh, you want to kiss Mickey. Okay, let's see how it is. Alright guys, so now all of the animals are happy. They've got their fly masks on, they've got plenty of water outside, and I've also just cooled Joey down with the hose pipe, so they're all happy. Now it's time to get myself a little bit cooler because it is so warm now, guys. It feels like summer's sort of come back to us over here in England. So I'm going to get changed into something a little bit cooler because I've currently got a long sleeve top on. But it was nice because, you know, stopped me getting burnt because it is quite sunny, but put some sun cream on as well, grab some water, rehydrate, and then I'll be back with you guys. Alright everybody, I'm currently just doing a bit of editing. Take my headphones off if I want to talk very loudly. But yeah, because it is a very, very warm day today. It's currently midday, I've had my lunch. Now, while my tummy's settling from my lunch as well, and while it's really hot outside, I'm going to do a bit of editing, get my video ready. Don't know when this one's actually coming out, so don't know if it's up already, but this is a GoPro tack up and ride with me with Joey, so it's quite a nice one to edit really. Just putting it to some music, making sure that fits all nicely. So yeah, I will see you a bit later when it's not as hot. Alright everybody, I've now finished my editing and the British weather outside has drastically changed. It was nice and sunny this morning. Thought, oh, you know, get all my brushes out, have a bit of a wash in the sunshine. But no, it's now cloudy. It's actually a bit chillier as well. Popped on the sweatshirt Anyway, now it's time to finally wash my grooming brushes. So this is Joey's Grooming Kit. Oh no, it's fallen down. All of my horses have different ones just for, you know, cleanliness reasons. So I have my little tub of water. I've got the classic strawberry sponge. I've got an old towel here, an old towel here. I also have some washing up liquid that I'm going to be using. This is what, whoa, bubbles. This is what I like to use when washing my brushes. I know people like using different things, so what brush do we do today? Okay, I'm gonna go for my mane and tail first. I always find these the most difficult to wash just because all the hair and sometimes even hay and stuff gets stuck under there, so it's really difficult to get under the bristles. But it definitely needs a clean. It's been long overdue. It just gets a little bit dusty, grimy, all the grease and things. And I've just sprayed myself in my eye with soap. Lovely. All good? All good. Okay. Haven't blinded myself yet. Okay. But no, it gets to the stage where when you really need to clean your grooming brushes is when you start grooming them and you're like, I'm making them a bit dirtier because my brushes are so dirty. So what should we go for next? Like this one here. This plastic curry comb has so much stuff. Wait, I've got two of these. I've got like a big one and a small one. The smaller one is better for doing like his legs and things. Wait, where's the wind? Which direction is the wind going? Okay, this way. Don't want to get all over me, but they're quite good at getting the hair out. Because at the moment, all of the horses have decided that now is the perfect time to molt. So I'm trying to get all the hair moltage out. But with these, it's a little bit difficult. Oh, Joey's come to say hello. Hello, I'm cleaning your brushes that are full of your hair. So yep, I'm just gonna give it like a quick rinse, quick groom. Like that is still absolutely disgusting. I don't know what else I could try and clean it with. Okay, so now these brushes have been washed. Okay, let's try not to get me too wet. I also have, you know, my old towel that I like to use to dry them off as well. I thought, you know, the sun was going to be out, this would be lovely, the sun could dry all of my brushes, but no. What we're going to go for next? Mid-dandy brush we have. So these, I like to be a little bit sneaky and put, there we go. A bit, okay, this is where I get absolutely filthy, but I put a little bit of soap there and then kind of flick it. Wait, the wind's going that way. Just flick it around. Try, Joey, oh my goodness. He's eating the hedge out of the muck truck. That is what that noise is. Joey. Oh my gosh, okay. I feel like brushes are so difficult to clean because you need to try and kind of clean in between the bristles. So anyway, I've got my trusty sponge, which always helps. Just clean the outsides. Honestly, just giving it a bit of a disinfect is just the main thing. You're probably gonna have a few little rogue hairs left. I've got a few Joeys here, you can tell because they're super dark. And then tap, tap, tap. Flick off the water, try and flick it back into the bucket and not over yourself. And then give it a little dry off. So I will see you guys once I've finished cleaning all of these brushes. Oh my gosh, boys, calm down. They're getting way too excited. Alright everybody, I have now finished cleaning all of my grooming brushes. I do have a little sneaky behind the scenes. I have a little bucket of water here that I've also been using to rinse because this bucket got a little bit soapy, and you might have been able to see in one of the shots that I'm currently sitting on a bag of Bailey's Performance Balancer because when filming this, like obviously I'm high enough, I'm not that short guys, with the, what's it called? picnic bench. I am high enough, you know, 5'6", but no, with this being a little bit higher up, if not, it was kind of like at eye level and you couldn't see my face, so I've got a bit of a booster seat at the moment, so that's that. Anyway, the last thing I need to clean is my grooming bag, because if you look inside, it doesn't look good, guys. It's got a lot of hair, a lot of dirt, a lot of hay. There was once where Joey had a hay net, and I think half of his hay net ended up in here. It's a bit manky, bit disgusting, so I'm just gonna, oh my gosh, give it a bit of a shake out. Oh, the inside, oh, that's actually quite cool. The inside liner's come out, so you can actually see how grim that is. And I've had this grooming kit as long as I've had Joey, so it's not even been that long, it's only been like a few months, 6 months almost. So I'm gonna get a very damp sponge because I don't want this to get too wet, and just try and clean off some of this grime, because that does not look healthy. All right, so now I have finished cleaning the base. It's now time to do the inside. So I have my sponge that again is only very slightly damp, and the plan is for it to try and pick up all the little bits of hair of Joey's that's kind of stuck in here. It's kind of working, like a little, oh no, that's way too wet. Squeeze, squeeze, okay. All right, so that is looking a bit cleaner now. It doesn't have just like a layer of grime under it, which is good. Get that little corner. Okay, flip that over. Oh, there's a little secret pouch I forgot about. And it's all this lovely bit here. It's nice and dusty that I just need to try and get the dust off. We're getting there, guys, we're getting there. It's looking a bit more clean. I don't know if one of these kind of things would go in the washing machine, probably not. I don't think my family would be too happy about that, having this manky, dirty grooming kit just in the washing machine with all the clean clothes. I don't think so. So we're doing it by hand. I heard somebody on Facebook and they would put their grooming brushes in the dishwasher, which, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound very sanitary. Like maybe like a Maine comb or a curry, but like with all the hair. Imagine like eating your family dinner and being like, oh, there's a bit of hair in my glass here. Oh yeah, don't worry, that's just from the horses, you know. Washed my grooming kit in there. I don't know, what's your guys' opinion on that? I've seen it on Facebook and people be like, oh my gosh, it worked so well, but I don't know, you might need a separate dishwasher for that. Okay, there we go. A little bit on the bottom, a little bit on the side. Not too bad. I might just give it a quick little, in case there's any remaining hair. Bit of a dry off, even though I didn't get it that damp. And voila, a clean-ish grooming bag. So now I'm thinking I'm gonna leave everything here for like a little bit to just dry. Some of the bristles here, for example, especially this one, it's still a little bit damp and I don't want to put it in there and then everything goes sort of damp and moldy. So yeah, I think the next thing I need to do is I'm actually going to harrow the school, because at the moment our school at home, it's pretty lumpy. So we're going to mix all the sand and the rubber together for a little bit and then make it all nice and flat and smooth. All right, looks like we're nice and done and the arena is smooth. Oh, Casper, you're so cute. You're so cute. Okay, everybody, I've now got Casper here with us. I've just given him a little bit of a bath, and I was so careful when I was cleaning my grooming brushes not to spray any water on me. What have I done when grooming Casper? Sprayed a bit of muddy, dirty, stable, stainy water on me, so that isn't the best, but you're looking a lot cleaner, which is good. He's also got his matchy blush pink head collar on, don't you? Yes. Even though he's a gelding, I think he's rocking the pink today, if I'm honest. You know, 2020, boys can wear pink. So I'm gonna go and grab his saddle and get him tacked up. Cool. Okay, so Casper's saddle is now on. So the plan for today with Casper is I thought I'd do a bit of flat work, which definitely isn't his favourite. So to shake it up a bit, make it a bit more interesting, I've actually put out some trotting poles, which he really loves. It's really good because it actually makes him sort of pick his legs up a little bit more, work a bit harder, and he finds it quite fun. So that's always good. So now I just need to change my yard boots to my riding boots, put on Casper's bridle, and think after that we're ready to go. Hey, you look very up for it. Ears forward, nice and happy. Yeah, usually when I say flat work he's like, oh no, I don't like this, it's too hard work. But you look quite happy today, Cas. Happy to do some flat work? Yeah. Mwah. You're molting so much. Look at all that fluff coming out of your forehead. Hey? You're falling asleep from the little head scratches, aren't you now, Casp? You gotta wake up for flat work. Yeah? Gotta wakey wakey. Wakey wakey. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing my sort of day in the life with the horses vlog. So if you're new or have not done so already, please like and subscribe because it really does help me out and I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you all next time. Bye! What a good boy, what a good boy.